to throw it over to Danica and ask the same question. What kinds of things are you doing with social media in your class?
Sure. You want to, I think I'm next up there. Yeah, okay, so here's an example of one of the things that we've been doing lately. We just wrapped this up. So what you're seeing up here on the screen are some tweets from our Brevity is the Soul of Twit project, which is my grade 12 students role-playing Hamlet online using Twitter. So this is from the final act in Fortinbras, if you're familiar with Hamlet. Is a little bit curious why nobody's trying to stop him as he walks into town, but that's of course because they're all busy with their own drama within the castle. So we've used social media in a number of different ways, so this is just one of them, and a lot of times there are sort of misconceptions about what I'm doing with this, and so sometimes people think that rather than doing a lot of the traditional stuff you would do with Hamlet, all we do is we just tweet Hamlet, and it's not like that at all. What we use this for, what you're seeing up here is actually kind of the byproduct of what I really want to get at, which is getting my students to really think critically and ask questions. But the fact their end goal was to come up with tweets that they're posting, focus their conversations around the kinds of things that would happen behind the scenes. So what do we not see in the play? What could also be happening? What are some other interpretations? And what would you need to know in order to reflect on what's just happened? How would this affect you, even though you might not be directly involved? So we would do a lot of sort of our traditional exercises with studying Hamlet and looking at the text and doing close readings and paraphrases and all of those things. But then at the end of each act, we also got together and I said, okay, I want you to sit down in groups and I want you to talk about how the events of the play so far would affect your character. And then they would tweet about it, and the next day we would review them and kind of have a critique about how we felt that really represented what was going on in the play. So that's one of the things that we do. And then if you want to hit the next one, we've also got, we blog too, but I use kind of a mixture of open social networks that are completely open to the public, like Twitter, and closed ones. This is a social network that I use with one of my classes that we created on Ning. It's open to the public in the sense that if you go to, and that's Pining, PINING.ning.com. If you go to that right now, you'll be able to see all of their information. They use first name, last initial. This is a grade 12 class too, just in case you're wondering. But you can only join it if you're actually a member of the class. So they used it because it was a good place for us to write blog posts. And so we had literature circle meetings every other week where we got together in groups and students generated their own discussion questions. We had some lessons on how to do that. And then after their meetings, they would blog about what their group discussed so that other group members could read about it. We use the blogging feature because we could tag the posts, and then as they're preparing to write their final essay, they could use the tags to help generate their outlines for their essays. So I use social media as a mixture, along with a lot of the other sort of traditional things that you would expect in an English classroom when you were in high school. And it's just one more tool, and I use whatever tool seems to give me the most bang for my buck. And these are two things that have been working for me so far, but switch it up all the time.
Okay, thanks, Danica.